All right, 712, if you have kids and plan to pay for college, it is critical that you start planning now. Here's Jennifer Robbins with today's Smart Money Monday.
We all know college can be expensive, and if you got toddlers, teenagers, or even grandchildren, there's one thing for certain. The college education can be in reach with the 529 College Savings Plan. We're in downtown Bank of Hawaii branch manager Leanne Unibasami to help shed a light on this issue and how we can invest in our college education, right?
Yes. So first of all, let me start off by saying that it's always a great time to think about this issue. And it's an even better time because Wednesday, May 29th is 529 College Savings Day, which is aimed to bring awareness to the benefits of this type of plan. So while there are many ways to save for college, the few yield the benefit of a 529 college savings plan.
So what is the main advantage of this plan?
So the plan is named after Section 529 of the IRS Code, which allows investments in these funds to avoid federal taxes if used for qualified higher education expenses. Each state has their own version of a 529 plan, and additional state tax benefits may apply depending on where you reside and the type of plan that you have. Over time, the tax savings on these accounts can be quite significant, especially when you compare them to the taxable savings accounts. If you eventually use these funds for qualified higher education expenses, they can be withdrawn federal tax-free and most times state tax-free.
So what kind of things qualify as higher education expenses?
So funds in a 529 plan can be used for tuition, books, room and board, private or public accredited colleges, universities, or trade schools within the U.S.
Does the plan impact financial aid?
Many families worry that saving for college will hurt their chances of receiving financial aid, but funds in a 529 plan are considered parental assets, which means that they're factored into the financial aid formula at a much lower rate.
And can anyone establish a 529 plan?
Definitely. Anyone can establish a 529 plan. You can establish one for your child, a niece, a nephew, a grandparent, or even yourself. And once it's established, the good news is that you can contribute to it at any time.
Well, sounds pretty flexible. So how do you decide where the funds will be used for college?
So generally, the account owner, rather than the beneficiary, maintains control over the account and determines the timing and the amounts of distribution. Another plus is that the account owner can change the beneficiary on the account at any time without penalty, as long as the new beneficiary is a member of the previous beneficiary's family.
So what happens when life gets complicated? What do you use the funds towards if you're not going to go to college?
That's a great question because situations always change. So if that happens, keep in mind that the earnings portions of your withdrawals are still subject to ordinary federal and state taxes, as well as an additional 10% federal tax penalty. And keep in mind that there's no age limit on when you need to use the funds. So if you decide to go back to school after a long professional career, or even if your child decides that they would like to go to work right after they graduate from high school and then go to college maybe 5 years later, everything will still be covered.
Thank you so much for all the tips, Leanne. Well, that's your Smart Money Monday. I'm Jennifer Robbins, Hawaii News Now.